most popular songs from TikTok in 2023. Released actually in December of 2012, but close to 80 million streams now, and really just a huge success. It was actually hit the Billboard's Hot 100, which was really a surprise after sitting dormant for almost 10 years. I'm lucky enough now to be, well, the rapper from that song, Shane Maux, but he's got so much more than just being the rapper on Labyrinth. But he is in studio, born and raised in Ann Arbor, Michigan, went to Pioneer High School, currently doing the project kNOCK the Vandal. You might know him from Belikos, but it's the one and only making his Treetown Sound debut. What's up, Shane Maux?
What's up? What's up? That's kind of wild. This is my first time being here.
Well, you left Ann Arbor in 07 to move to New York City, so
yeah, but yeah, that's kind of crazy. Also, I didn't realize that the song was on Billboard. Like,
yeah,
you're telling me new information right now. So
how did you not know that?
Oh man, I find all this stuff out from other people.
Yeah, it was viral everywhere. Did you know it went viral on TikTok?
That I knew.
That you knew. Well, that was a direct result because of that.
Huh.
It was one of the hottest singles for like a couple weeks in the United States. Did you hear anything about it? Or did people know that you were the rapper on Labyrinth?
No, I feel like none of my friends, none of my closest friends, know. They're, I'll be like, oh, I'll tell them oh, you remember that thing that I did with, the Miracle Musical, like the side project from the guys from Tally Hall, and I'll be like, yeah, I mean, kind of, you were in the room when I wrote the verse. You don't remember? Well, the song's doing really well right now, but my friends don't follow anything that I do.
No, most of your friends are probably most familiar with Belikos.
Yeah, probably.
Their long reign in Ann Arbor, crushing the Blind Pig. That's where I met you in probably 2005.
Yeah.
Going to see your shows. And it was most people don't really understand Belikos, not even their fans. I mean, you might not even understand.
Their members, yeah.
Yeah. And it's, it's kind of like the Bad Brains, Rage Against the Machine. It had the angst of punk rock, but it was also funky.
Yeah.
And it was led with you rapping. So for that moment in time, was it inspired with the whole Funkelligence movement and kind of next generation of that for this music scene?
It was, so it started actually it started as me and Aaron AO, the other rapper in the band, me and him were rapping together, just the two of us at first. And what ended up happening was, I was working at this warehouse in Ann Arbor a long time ago, and our old bass player was working in that warehouse as well. We were playing him our CD that we made, and he was like, I'm in this band, and, if you guys want to do a live show, you should have us be your backing band, and you guys can do your songs, and we'll be the music. And we were like, that would be way better than us performing to a blank CD
or rapping over your own CD.
Right, exactly. I hate that. But anyway, so he introduced us to Ethan and Justin, the drummer and guitar player, who were brothers, and we played with them for a while. And then somehow Ethan, who used to teach guitar lessons at, Oz's Music over on Packard, he met this guy who was at the music school. His name was G. Scott Jones. And he told this guy about our band, and G. Scott was doing his thesis or whatever, the senior project or whatever it is. I don't know. I didn't go to college, but the final project.
Oh, the senior recital.
That one.
Yes.
Yeah. And so he wanted to, G. Scott was a trumpet player. He wanted to do this whole thing where there was trombones and he wanted to put rappers and, have there be a band. And it was this whole experimental thing. So we were playing with him for a while, and it was just crazy. We're literally banging on bowls and trash cans. And it was this weird experimental thing. And then after his senior project was over, we kept playing shows. But then the core members started writing more songs. And then, we just didn't have room for the horns and all that stuff. And so we ended up sort of cutting ties with those guys, amicably, of course. But we ended up cutting ties with those guys. So it was just the five of us. Then we brought in a lady that we knew to sing with us. And then long story short, we ended up getting rid of the bass player who was kind of the reason that we all kind of sort of came together. And we brought in Keith Reed, who me and Aaron were already friends with and did music with sort of at the same time as Belikos. And it kind of worked out because once we got rid of our old bass player, we brought in Keith, and the band was just, you know, it just got so much better. We started writing better songs, and we were sort of secretly rehearsing in Keith's basement so that he could already know the songs by the time we got rid of the old bass player to bring him in. Yeah, it was kind of scandalous, but it worked out. And we played together for a while, and then we moved to New York in 2007, and we're together till like 2012, I think.
Yeah, the band had a lot of success, opened for a lot of great artists, toured all around the East Coast and the Midwest.
Yeah.
I really thought Belikos was going to blow up too.
I think we all did.
I really did. When you moved to New York, I kind of had this feeling like it kind of seemed like the in music at that time, and it was aggressive and it was upbeat, but I'd go to the Blind Pig and it'd be like an extremely diverse crowd that just wants to dance.
Yeah.
It was really, really disappointing that it didn't happen, but
yeah,
it's just begun in its own way. And Keith was Keith is the relationship that you made with Ross Fetterman, the guys from Tally Hall, because he was at music school with them.
Right.
So it was all kind of meant to be anyways. Going back to the Miracle musical Labyrinth, how did you get brought into that project?
How did I get brought into that project? So I did an EP that was I did an EP back in 2011. This is when Belikos was still together. That was produced by Ross Fetterman and Ryan Brady, R.I.P. And they made like a bunch of beats, and I was living in Williamsburg, Brooklyn at the time, kind of right up the street from Ross, and he invited me over, and he was like, hey, I want you to hear these tracks. And one thing led to another, and it was like, yo, let's do something with this, So I wrote over all the tracks, and it was a very collaborative thing. Like, when I was done writing, Ross had a studio. Ross and Ryan had the studio in their apartment. I was there, working on the stuff. They're giving me pointers on like what would sound better to do this or that, or, and there was a song that I made about like riding bikes, because I was obsessed with cycling, and Ross even gave me pointers about, because I like mispronounced one of the brands of one of the bikes, and he was like, actually it's Bianchi, not Bianchi. And I was like, oh, and it was just it was cool. The EP was really dope. It's on Spotify, but it was a lot of fun. And so once I want to say like a year later, they reached out to me about the Miracle musical thing, and Joe actually was, because they obviously knew that I rapped, and they knew what my voice sounded like over these tracks. And so Joe reached out and was like, hey, I have this track. I'm working on this project. It's kind of like a secret thing. Nobody really knows about it. The beat's kind of video gamey. We're going to have Charlene K singing over it, and I want you to write a rap about being trapped in a glass labyrinth. And I was like, okay. I'd never really had anyone be like, I want you to rap about this specific thing, And so...
Did you think like, wow, most of my songs are already about being trapped?
I mean, kind of. And so I was just like, that's it? Like, that's what you want me to write about? And he was like, yeah. And...
Did you hear the beat?
Yeah, I heard the beat, and I liked it, but I was actually having the hardest time coming up with something. And then one day, like everything just flowed out of me. I wrote the whole song like in one sitting, like after being blocked up for so long. Like it was just like something opened, and then I had the whole thing, and aside from a couple little pointers here and there, because I think I recorded that actually at Ross's house too. And
And all the rest is history?
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you hear anything about it, like after it was recorded? Because,
no.
I mean, I was doing this radio show when it was released, and I knew about it being dropped, and I played it here, but they went out of their way to make sure no one knew.
Nobody knew, yeah.
It's like, why are you doing this? It's like people try so hard to get their music out, and then someone does nothing, and it gets famous.
Well, it's wild because when it first came out, I don't know if it hit like that. Because I remember being kind of annoyed because I was like, I know you guys have the power to make this be a big thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so then I was like, why this whole thing is awesome. Like, why aren't we telling people about it? Why isn't, and I think, when did Spotify come out? Like 2012, 2013, somewhere in there. And it was like, I can't find it, and what's going on. And it was just a very slow process, even to the point to where I kind of stopped thinking about it. Yeah. And then all of a sudden,
the world opened up to it. Tally Hall went viral, and all the rest is history.
Yeah.
You ready to do a Hawaii part 3?
I would love to. I'm ready.
Well, if Joe is working on a secret album, we won't know until it's released anyways. So.
Yeah. Joe would probably use AI to duplicate my voice and just do the verse himself. I'm just kidding.
No, he wouldn't. He would never do that. No, he wouldn't use AI, but yeah, you never know. You never know what to expect. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to rap it too.
He might.
He
He can do a lot.
Anything's possible. So let's fast forward a little bit to the present. You put out "Knock the Vandal." Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That album came out in
2022.
Was it 2022? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I think so. "Been So High" was the single, and Ross and Bora, keeping with it, collaborated on that. Is "Knock the Vandal" something you're moving forward with right now artistically, or you just... Because I know you're back in Ann Arbor now. What is the next move for Shane Maux, DJ Shane Maux?
So, "Knock the Vandal" is still a thing. It's slowly, but we're working on stuff slowly but surely. We're sending each other tracks and tossing ideas back and forth and stuff like that. The next album or EP or whatever is going to sound a lot different. It's going to be a lot more up tempo. It's going to be a lot more, there's going to be like house music influences and, yes. A lot of pretty vocals. They're not all going to come from me. Like I might recruit my wife Mika to sing over it. She's got a great voice, and
you don't have to pay her.
And I don't have to pay her. just
joking.
Yeah. And like, I'm probably going to be doing some writing and recruiting other people to sing the stuff that I write. I'll still obviously be singing on it too, but sometimes like, it's better to just worry about making the best music possible. Like if there's something that you can't do, you just got to find somebody who can do it better, Yeah,
right.
And so it's coming. It's just, we're ironing it out. We're not in a rush, There's no like record contract or anything, so we don't have like the fire under us. Mm-hmm. But
are you still writing raps?
Yeah, still writing raps. I mean,
is there going to be a rap album that like with traditional beats that you're just going to bring back the classic hip hop?
I don't know.
Is that in your?
I mean, nothing is impossible. Like I absolutely will. Actually, one of Tally Hall's fans. Young kid just emailed me some amazing tracks. Like, I feel like a jerk because I don't remember his name, but I mean,
you vibed with it.
I mean, I really vibed with it. Like, it was something that I could do some stuff that's really different than I've ever done.
Wow. You just hear the beats, and all of a sudden, the rap starts being written in your head.
Yeah. I was like kind of transported. I was just like, wow. This is, because I really want to find this guy's name to shout him out, but maybe on the next on the next go around. But yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Well, we're gonna play "Been So High" on this that Ross and Bora produced, which is an absolute banger. My one problem with almost all the music that you put out, it's not clean.
Yeah.
Like I was going through being like, I want to play some classic Shane Maux. I mean, it's too hard to even edit.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I've got a dirty mouth.
We got artistic integrity on this show, so I don't like to edit stuff either. Ross was nice enough to edit Been So High for me when it was released as a single. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to play it.
Oh, I found him.
Oh, nice.
His name's Royce, but he spells it Rocye, Rossi Fancam, Fancam.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's super. I mean, a lot of his stuff that's on here is just instrumentals, but they're really, really dope.
So you might be writing some rap for him.
Yeah, some weird raps.
Good. Well, you like the weird.
I love it.
I mean, I've seen your old music videos. They're pretty weird.
Yeah, I love it.
Weird in a good way, of course.
I don't want to do stuff that's not weird, you know?
No, I totally agree. I'm talking to Shane Maux right here, Ann Arbor musical legend. You may know from Belikos. You probably know from Knock the Vandal. And you definitely know as the rapper on Labyrinth from Miracle Musical. Pretty cool how this story is just your music career. You put so much effort into so many different things and you do one song and it blows up.
It's weird how that works.
It's
It's so weird how that works.
But I really have no doubt that the traction from Labyrinth, when people put it all together, is going to give you a second life at hip hop. I mean, it's just a fact.
I would love that. Absolutely.
I mean, how can you? I mean, you have a hit song. Yeah. And now that you're actually getting credit on Spotify and they tag it to you on the Spotify, the people are going to go to your page to identify it more. So I want to do, I want to feature your hit song now, or my hit song, or I believe is a hit song. Not a hit song, should be a hit song. Can you back up, give me some story on Been So High by Knock the Vandal?
Yeah, so Been So High, that was written during the pandemic. That was during the whole, COVID thing. And Keith was in Connecticut. Dave was upstate New York, and I was in Brooklyn. And we weren't really meeting up because people weren't doing that. And most of that album was actually written through kind of file sharing. I would record stuff in my living room. We got to meet up a couple of times, but Been So High was basically, I think that was the first thing that I wrote to. And It was just about us kind of being stuck in the house and all the stuff that was going, not all, some of the stuff that was going on, and wishing you could go outside. And, I was going to a lot of protests during that time. And so I wrote a little bit about that, and, being in the house with my kids and wife, and losing it, kind of freaking out, and, having a short temper, and, just
another song about being trapped.
Another song about being trapped. What do you know?
You are the trap king.
Yeah, I'm the trap king. Maybe that's when I write the best stuff.
People are like, what genre? I write trap, but not the genre.
Take away my freedoms, and
That's good. That's good.
Pressure makes diamonds.
It does. No doubt about it. All right, I'm going to feature Been So High. You ready?
I'm ready.
This is Been So High by Knock the Vandal, the one and only Shane Maux on Treetown Sound.
Yep.
We all the lie, but this life we live, but this life we die.
Absolute timeless banger. The voice of Knox the Vandal, Shane Maux, in studio right now. Shane, I just love that song.
Me too.
It makes you want to. It makes you want to put on roller skates, wind the clock back, and just dance and roller skate in circles.
You could do it now, though. You don't have to wind anything back.
That's true. Maybe wind it back so I don't fall.
Yeah.
I can't shoot the duck quite like I used to.
Me either. We could try together.
Do we need to do a Knock the Vandal, Been So High roller skating video?
I would love to.
I think that's what needs to happen.
I'm not really crazy about the way the first video was. I shot it up against a white wall, for real.
Well, I mean, you are a true artist, and true artists do crazy things. So I will say that after watching your career over the last 20 years now, you are a true, authentic artist that really just, puts out what they want to put out. And if it sticks, it sticks. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And I think the integrity of artists for that is what it's all about. You don't make music for people and hoping people like it. You're making music because it's trapped inside of you.
Yeah.
And once again, trapped.
Fun to do. Trapped.
We're just there. We're stuck in the labyrinth.
Me and the guys were talking. We want to do a Belikos reunion, a show somewhere in Ann Arbor at some time. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
They're all down. Every single member is down. I just think that would be really
I think
cool.
a Kojin Dip Belikos reunion show at the Blind Pig.
Oh, man.
I think that would be
insanity.
because they're paired perfect.
That would be insanity.
Yeah, let's make that happen.
I would love that.
All right. We'll make that happen. We'll mark the calendars. We'll have an update for that soon. We got to go. Up next is Mark Copeland with Under the Radar Radio. Shane, love you, brother. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Stream all his music. Definitely check it out.
Stream it.
Stream it. Up next, Mark Copeland.